G'day everyone. I thought this weekend I had a few jobs that I wanted to do out in the garden, and I went along to the local landscape supply and I got myself some more wood chips. Now these wood chips that I've had down here along this part, I've had for about 4 years now. I redid this front garden. It was completely just like dead lawn, a few big trees, and it was really not much to look at. So I decided I wanted to make over the front, and I'll link the video up above if you want to have a look at the before and after. I'm not a very creative person, and I just used to go out and sit outside under the carport and just stare at this empty blank space with absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. So slowly over a few weeks I decided that I didn't want any lawn. I wanted to get rid of the lawn completely because it was just too hard to keep up with the watering and the mowing, and yeah, during our hot summers the lawn just dies off and it just seems to me like a waste of money. So what I've done is I decided to do a great big garden bed first. I really didn't want to pay anybody else to do the front garden because, yeah, I was just trying to keep everything down to a minimum. Yeah, so I really wanted a lot of different types of textures in my garden. So we've got the wood chips here, we've got the concrete path, and just up along that fence you'll probably see some pea gravel, and then to the right I've got some limestone blocks, and behind that I've got some limestone rocks just with a few pots on them. So it all just seems to complement each other. So I can't believe the size of this zucchini plant. It has just become so massive. I've already picked off 2 giant zucchinis from it, and it still has a number of them on here, getting bigger every day. There's new ones forming. But I'm really happy because I haven't had powdery mildew on this yet. I just can't believe the size of the leaves on this. So over to my sweet corn. I have a few sweet corn that have come up. They're only sort of small at the moment, but they all seem to be, yeah, developing the fruit on there. I've got a couple on each of the plants. There's another little one there. And hopefully I'll have some corn in a few weeks' time. This is my chili plant. This has been a long-lasting chili plant. I've had this for a number of years now. So it's got lots of fruit on this one as well, and I'll have an abundance of chilies. I like to also dice them up and freeze them. And you might remember this capsicum plant that I transplanted. It's already settled in and it's got some lovely capsicums growing on it. So I'll have an abundance of those as well. And I've just dotted some lettuce around at the base of some of these plants. Here's a long banana capsicum. I kind of like capsicum, so I've grown quite a lot of them. So this is another little type of a variety one. It's just a smaller one. And in the back there, it's just self-sown tomato bushes. I've got some dwarf beans growing here on this trellis. I've had all my peas fruit and die off, so I've replaced it with those dwarf beans. And just a couple more capsicums. I like to try and grow a good variety, some yellow ones. I love the yellow ones, they're quite nice. So I recently just had some solar paneling put up on the roof. I'm just waiting for a power company to come out and change my meter, because my meter's a little bit of the older style, and then I can generate my own power. I don't have a battery for it, so it's just what I make I can use, and any excess goes towards the grid, and they pay you, I think it's only about 2 cents a kilolitre if any of your extra power seems to go back to the grid. So I'll just try and make the most of it and use what I can, use up all my power that I make during the day. So I just always try and use my dishwasher and do all my washing and everything like that during the day. Free power from the sun. So what I've been doing is any food scraps that I have now, I'll just put them into separate little bags and I freeze them. And especially like on a really hot day, I just pull one out of the freezer and just put it in the bin here. And once it melts, it just seems to cool down the bin, gives a little bit of extra moisture, but also the food seems to break down much quicker than if you put it in while it's sort of still raw and that. I'll just turn that over. They've really gotten through that. Those they seem to be getting really sort of nice and fat and juicy in here. I might go and get another bag or two of some more frozen veggies, and we'll pop those in as well. So I've got a couple of lettuces here we didn't actually get around to, and I do have some food scraps down the bottom, but I think these 2 lettuce will do. So I've just put a glove on so I can really dive into the bin. I don't feel like getting my hands dirty today, but you can see there, like they've just really honed in onto that food I put in there the other day, and they've actually really not a bad size. They're pretty good. It's nice and light and fluffy as well. It's actually, the camera doesn't do it justice, but it's a really nice, rich and dark colour. I'll just move those on. Look at those worms there. Really, I'm really liking it, and especially like because it's been so hot. So just being frozen, that they will just wilt down to nothing, and then the worms can benefit from the nice cool water once it starts to thaw out. And I'll just cover those over. It's a good way to keep your bin sort of nicely hydrated as well, by putting in some frozen foods. You can just buy cheap packets of frozen peas and whatnot and put those in there. But they're obviously very happy with that lettuce I put in there the other day and the other frozen food scraps. But yeah, so they're pretty nice and fat. These are just red wigglers. That's all I have in my worm farms. I don't have any of the night crawlers or anything like that. It's a little bit of a warmer day today, so I'm just going to turn on my Vornado. Just have a little bit of circulation going. Point that up to the ceiling, and that will just bounce the air around the room, off the walls, and it just tends to cool down the room. Well, hopefully everyone's had a great start to 2025 and you've set your goals and slowly achieved them throughout the year. I just want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day to stop by and watch my video. If you're new to my channel, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And if you're my regular viewers, thank you for stopping by again and watching my video. And I shall see you all in the next one. Okay, bye for now.